Mr. Mayor, I presume.
Mayor.
Bob Rogers, the new Shelton mayor, is in studio with us. Good morning, Bob.
Morning, Jeff.
Congratulations
Thank you
on
very
last
much.
night. Deidre, you want to come in here too? I mean, now that we can do this, it's a perfect scooch on over to the side. What a wonderful treat here. Deidre Peterson and Bob Rogers are in studio. Yeah, perfect, Deidre. Deidre is the deputy mayor, and Bob was nominated and elected mayor of Shelton last night. And good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Vicki, can you get Deidre's microphone over there? So, Bob, while we get Deidre mic'd up here, tell us about last night. Yeah, you can bring that over a little bit. It was a exciting night, a new night. And
It was a fun night. It was exciting and a little bit overwhelming for me, maybe for others, but it was good to get that first meeting over with and get things in place.
that is for sure. Deidre, what about you? Same kind of sentiments there?
Absolutely. It was really exciting to see that this entire process was coming to a point where we can start to move forward together. I was really happy to see the unity in that room last night, the community coming out to support the new council members and that new form of government. And I'm just really excited to
Yeah, we
get to
heard
work.
it was a big turnout.
Big
so that's really
turnout,
cool. Very
lots
nice.
of folks.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, leading up to last night, what has the process been like for you guys getting kind of everything figured out? Find out what are you guys going to have in City Hall as kind of your landing pad? Do you each have offices, or is there one main kind of meeting room? Or you guys
A
figured
lot
that
of
out?
questions.
I
in
know.
there, Jeff.
Well, I'm hitting you with a lot today.
I'll start with the leading weeks. It's just been, at least for me, getting briefings both in groups of 2 or 3. At least in our group was 3 from city staff, going in individually, talking to Vicki Look, who's been very helpful, Bob, Jean, and other staff members. Has just been really, I know we're at this point probably a pain in their side because they're spending lots of time with us. I know they got other priorities, but they're doing a great job getting us up to speed on city business. We have a full day staffing tomorrow, or a full day retreat tomorrow. And then just, it's been nice. The campaign, we got to know each other. And I think the council, I think most of us knew the commissioners before. So it's just been good to get back. I think that was the first time we've all been back together, probably since the debate, except at the groundbreaking. So it was just good. And I'm just really excited with that group on the council, both old commissioners and new members. It's just a great group. And I look forward to things moving ahead.
What was that groundbreaking like for you, Deidre? That was pretty neat.
Yeah, it was great. It's a really huge project for this town, and I know that there's been some concerns about pieces of the project, but what's really fantastic is that the commission made it a priority and city staff made it a priority that was funded before we went into it. I mean, that's an incredible amount of investment in our infrastructure, and to know that we're going into it and that it's funded and we're not paying that off the backs of the ratepayers is huge. So
Yes, it is.
that in and
Yes,
of
it
itself was a celebration.
It was
Very
a
nice.
lot of hard work to get all that grant funding for that project. That's going to look really nice. And normally, at least for you, Deidre, I know you're normally on the other side of those types of events,
Absolutely.
watching from the Chamber of Commerce side, but to be there, and you guys had to put in the budget for a whole bunch of new golden shovels, probably.
You'd be amazed what you can do with a little spray paint and ingenuity.
Very cool. So, trainings tomorrow, and Deputy Mayor, talk to me about what that means for folks.
Yeah.
Well, essentially, it means that I am Bob's right hand, and should ever he not be able to attend or function in the capacity of the mayorship, that we have someone standing on deck. So I'm really here as a support mechanism for Bob, and I'm thrilled that he decided to take the nomination, albeit incredibly gracefully and perhaps a bit reluctantly. I was thrilled to see that, so I'm looking forward to working with him on this new venture.
This is going to be a lot of fun as we usher in a new era here in the city of Shelton, for sure, with the 7 strong on the council, including with that the new city mayor Bob Rogers and the deputy mayor Deidre Peterson stopping on in here this morning. So we'll see you out and about within the community. You guys will be learning a little bit more, listening to the constituents of Shelton, and
We will.
Learning a lot more and looking forward to hearing from folks. So please don't
Oh, I
hesitate
love
to
that.
contact us.
very fun,
cool.
very fun.
And please use our city emails
Yes.
and
Yeah,
phone
and
numbers
no
moving
Facebook
forward.
messaging,
If you don't
no.
have them, please get them from the city.
Very good point. We'll make sure folks are aware of those city
And I'm
issued
sure they'll
emails.
get an office somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah, well, how does that work? What are you guys going to do?
We
there?
have a shared workspace at the city,
cool.
so any of us can drop in at any time, but we've been issued city cell phones, and laptops so we can do our work wherever need be.
Sure.
But we have that option to go into the city hall if we need to meet with a constituent in some place other than Urocco Coffee. Kevin's been amazing, but he's, I think, a little bit overwhelmed with the number of folks that use that as a meeting ground. I know I'm guilty of that for work as well. So the city has been really gracious to provide us that space as a workstation, but also to meet with folks.
Speaking of work, for both of you guys, I know Gary Krantz, you used to travel a lot to Olympia and all around the state talking with other cities our size. Is travel in the books, Bob, for you or Deidre, or how is that all going to shake out?
Well, my hope is, since we're now a council, that the council members take more roles, for various things. I'm more than willing, and that's why I accepted the position or accepted the nomination, is my commitment to the city is unconditional, and whatever it takes, and I'm willing to travel. I'm retired, at least I thought I was, but that it involves travel for me, travel for other council members. I think depending on their work schedules and other schedules, I think we'll have people who are willing to do that, whoever it is. If I need to take the lead, I will. If not, other members could step forward.
And there were some conversations too last night about the times of the meetings, and
Absolutely.
you put a fine point on it that we made it later in the night so more people could be involved in the process.
Absolutely.
And we saw that, that first meeting, a lot of pomp and circumstance, so that'll go long. But the thought was that these are going to be able to zip through a little quicker than some past meetings too. Is that right? And then the 7 o'clock still works for the public.
And what we're looking at is, it was actually Gary that brought up moving to a 6 o'clock meeting time. And I think the important part, at least from my perspective, was that we'd move to an evening to allow folks that, are picking their kids up from school or getting off from work, or perhaps just have other commitments during the day, to be part of that process. So we'll continue to look at that. As far as the length of the meetings, hopefully we become efficient in what we're doing, but I would also hope that the content of the meeting is such that it requires us to be there and really dig into some things.
Right.
So it'll be a bit of a balancing act from that perspective.
Very cool.
I'll add to that. I think zipping through the meetings, hopefully we're efficient at it, but things that are coming up, I'm not sure we're going to be zipping through lots of meetings, at least in the near future.
Yeah, and make sure it gets a good public comment and all that stuff.
And good interaction with the council members, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to still work at the chamber and do all the great stuff that you do there?
Absolutely. I've been really blessed. Not only my boss, Heidi McCutcheon, has been incredibly supportive throughout this process, but I spoke with our board members early on and expressed that this was something I wanted to do, but I needed to make sure that it would reflect well on the chamber and that they would be willing to give me the flexibility in that. So right now I just have adjusted my hours. If I went in for a city briefing for a couple of hours, I stayed late a couple of hours, and just really working hard to get my work done and then do this in a way that lends itself to us being able to work together. Everyone has different commitments, and so Joe works for WashDOT, and Gary has his business, and Bob tried to retire. Everyone's coming from a different perspective. So
poor Bob.
I know. So it's been really great to see everyone kind of working together to find a way to make that work.
That's really nice.
Very
That
cool.
is cool.
Well, thanks for coming in this morning.
And
Sent together a
congratulations.
email
Thank you very
here,
much.
and look forward to seeing you guys and all of the council here throughout the rest of the tenure there. And it's going to be a lot of fun talking with everybody on the council, including Bob Rogers, the new city mayor, and Deidre Peterson, the deputy mayor. Thank you.
Thanks
Thanks,
very
Jeff.
much.
Good to see you guys.
Thanks, Vicki.